Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year, and welcome to General Session for January 5th, 2016. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Commissioner Brooks.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get to our resolutions, I know that Ken would like to, our county administrator would like to introduce a guest that we have today in session.
Thank you, President Brown. Commissioner Brooks. Yes, we have Jason Schoenleffel here today. He's a sophomore at Muskingum University. He is quite the fan of local government, I've learned. As we talked this morning, he requested several weeks ago to come down and shadow me today as county administrator. And I'm going to afford him a couple of brief moments to tell him a little bit about himself and how did he connect with Franklin County all the way in Zanesville.
You didn't expect that, did you? Welcome. If you could come on up to the microphone, that'd be terrific. And welcome to our session today.
Well, thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it. I've been watching the sessions online, and I've been attending my county for about 3 years now, and I want to be a county administrator one day.
Great. That's terrific.
Great.
Yeah.
You've got a good county administrator to be shadowing today, and learn what you can and have a great day here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure.
And President Brown, if just a point of personal privilege here, I'd like to introduce Nick Petrosky. Nick, stand up. Some of you may remember Nick. He was an intern in my office. He is a proud graduate of valedictorian of Columbus Alternative High School. And Nick is now in the middle of his freshman year at Denison. So we're glad he's come back for a few days just to help out. And he's such a bright young man, and we're looking forward to a great future.
Good. Welcome.
So we've got great young people here this morning. Thank you. Should give them a round of applause.
Always good to have visitors coming and watching, so that's a great thing as we start the new year, and we will get on with the agenda. We've got Clerk of Courts.
Resolution number 1-16, authorizing a contract with Management Technology Group, LLC, MTG, to provide a scope of work for Franklin County Justice System Modernization Project request for proposal in the amount of $412,000.
Commissioners, I am not Clerk O'Shaughnessy.
You don't look like Clerk O'Shaughnessy. You look like Judge Reese.
Taking her position.
Pay cut.
I don't think I'm capable. But this resolution would authorize a contract with MTG LLC to develop the RFP to replace the Franklin County Justice System and the probate courts case management system. The vendor will analyze the current system and processes, look at best practices, create the RFP, and assist the county with the evaluation of the RFP responses, and engage in the contract negotiation. There were a number of people involved in putting together this, the Clerk of Courts, the Common Pleas General Division, Domestic Relations, Probate Court, and the Court of Appeals. We also had the assistance of your offices also in doing this. I would note that significant fundings to support this came from the Clerk of Courts. And this is a project that the E-Governance Board is working on, and would be the initial step in trying to integrate a comprehensive system throughout the county dealing with the electronic processes. Pending any questions, I would request that this be approved. Anything, Adam?
Nothing else.
He said it right, huh? He got it right.
Since we haven't had a briefing really on this, I have just a couple of questions. This is a large company, it's a large contract, almost $500,000.
It is.
And Judge, does this replace another system? Is this an improvement? Is this an add-on? What exactly are we anticipating with
One
this?
of the things that I think I've been saying all along is that our current system that we have, the criminal justice system, is a system that was built in-house and takes a lot to maintain, and anytime you want to modify it, it's quite a project. Our goal is, we've said to improve, but it really is to replace the current criminal justice system.
And Adam, perhaps you can answer this question. What is the current system? What was the cost of building that current system?
I couldn't tell you the initial cost. Multiple millions of dollars have been sunk into the system to just maintain it. And just the conversion from the mainframe to the AS400 was a $2 million endeavor. This is just to create the RFP. This is a sophisticated system that ranges over all the courts. It integrates with the prosecutor's office, the public defender's office. So this is to put together the specifications for the replacement. We estimate the system to be in the multiple millions of dollars.
Are we talking 10 million?
The estimate we have so far, based on Fulton County, Georgia, is 8.5.
Okay, so it could be upwards to 10 million if Fulton was 8.5. And the prosecutor's been consulted on this, and you're part of the e-governance side, yeah. And how about our CBA, the Bar Association? Have they been?
We do not have a representative from the CBA on this. Really, I think if we look at what happened with e-filing and their acceptance of that, it's not necessary, I don't believe, to have someone from the CBA on it, because I think we're doing a good job just using the folk that we have.
Okay.
Judge, it seems, and Adam, it seems that that old system was really workable for many years, and now we're at a very different time, and the entire justice system has gone through this really well to get to this point. It makes sense to invest now in the new system. Everybody's on board.
I believe everyone is on board, and I think if we look at what is happening with e-governance, period, from the perspective of the courts, from the prosecutor, the public defender,
Right.
and the police, we're moving away from the paper and we're moving into electronics, and we need to be able to talk to each other and transmit information without relying upon paper. It will improve the ability of us to do our jobs more timely and without the manpower that we use now to do our jobs.
And I know the judges, some of the judges were more resistant than others early on, and they've all come on board.
Change is always...
Change is hard, yeah.
Folks resist change, but I think once they see the benefits of it, then they have the ability to adapt and to integrate it into what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I do like the gap analysis features in the contract, because that should allow us to pin down all of the elements that you're referring to. And I would hope that our law enforcement is at the table on this,
They are. We have
Right.
the sheriff. The sheriff is there.
and CPD, or,
We do
Not so much.
necessarily have a representative from CPD.
It's the
there,
largest
but
jurisdiction.
We do have the municipal court there,
Okay.
and we have someone there from the judges over on the municipal.
okay. And just, we normally have these discussions in briefing session, but with the holidays and the end of the year, we haven't had an opportunity. So that's why I'm asking the questions that I'm asking, to make sure the taxpayer knows what's going on, our residents know what's going on, because $500,000 is a lot of money.
In everyone's vernacular, that's a lot
Yes,
of money.
exactly. That's a lot of
It
money.
is.
Yep. Well, I will move for passage of Resolution 116.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 1-16 has been adopted.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for coming over. Feel better.
Sorry, I was a little bit late. The elevator doesn't work when we get this wind stuff, so we had to improvise. I'll
You
say
didn't want
that.
26.
No, but I probably should have, but
Thank you and Happy New Year.
thank you. Happy New Year.
County Engineer.
Resolution number 2-16, establishing, altering, and widening of Alum Creek Drive from London Groveport Road to Groveport Road, the Village of Obetz, Hamilton Township, Franklin County, Ohio, declared necessary.
Well, Happy New Year, Commissioners.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
We are excited to, we are actually excited to finish the 2015 without a big snowstorm, so.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
We are excited, yes. Commissioners, this resolution will allow us to start towards several projects that are working on this corridor. This obviously, you know, is a very heavily traveled, a lot of truck traffic corridor with the development, industrial development in that area down to Rickenbacker. So we are looking at probably multiple projects, 2 major intersections, along with the actual corridor itself. So this will be probably many years in the making to get to this point.
Yeah. Well, it's a continuation of that explosion of jobs activity down that way, and
Right.
it's good news, but has its little bumps in the road. huh?
Needs to get upgraded, and this will take it from London Groveport Road is State Route 317, so right at the entrance to Rickenbacker, all the way up to Groveport Road, which is what we just recently improved with the state.
Yeah, I don't know, what are we up to in terms of Rickenbacker jobs now? When we announced a lot of activity and contributions years back and accepting federal dollars there, we said it would eventually reach 20,000. Do we know what that is now?
We received an update from Economic Development and Planning at towards the end of last year. I don't remember the exact dollar figure, but I can provide that to the
Yes,
board.
would you
I
please?
do believe that we looked at this and it has met the original job expectations. I just don't remember the exact number at this point in time.
Okay, great. Continues to grow. Move for passage of Resolution 216.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 2-16 has been adopted.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. The Sheriff's Office.
Resolution number 3-16, authorizing a contract with QSA Global Incorporated for the provision of the supply of video X-ray system equipment in the amount of $59,322.50.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Masterson, Director of Administrative Services for Sheriff Scott. This resolution approves a contract to purchase one video X-ray system for the bomb squad, utilizing a combination of 2014 Urban Area Security Initiative grant funds and our asset forfeiture funds. It was competitively bid through county purchasing as required by revised code due to the cost of the item. And pending any questions, I ask approval of this resolution.
And this is fairly overdue, right?
Yeah, we've been trying to actually procure this item for quite some time now.
I'm glad we're able to fund that now. Thank you. Move for passage of Resolution 316.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 3-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
The Auditor's Office.
Resolution number 4-16, authorizing a contract with Camilla Perry from the Real Estate Assessment Fund to provide management and consulting services for the Franklin County Auditor's Office utilizing non-general funds in the amount of $60,000.
Good morning, Commissioners, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too.
I'm Brian Katz, along with Amy Chrisman from the Auditor's Office. We are here this morning to present a resolution for a contract with Ms. Camilla Perry to be paid from the Real Estate Assessment Fund. Contract provides Ms. Perry will be assisting the Auditor's Office in monitoring the Auditor's appraisal vendor, developing and/or updating the Auditor's data entry procedures and policies manuals, and assisting in the final testing of the Auditor's CAMA system, while providing training on that CAMA system and appraisal records management practices for our countywide sexennial reappraisal effort. She is uniquely qualified for this assignment, having more than 40 years' experience in the appraisal industry, as well as more than 12 years with Franklin County. And if there are no other questions, the Auditor's Office recommends your approval for this contract.
Great. We keep hearing about all this technology. I guess it's really hitting your industry too, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it does provide a lot of cost savings. Recently, with the triennial review, we're able to have people stay in the office and view properties both with street-level photography, oblique, and aerial imagery to see if there have been changes to properties so that we aren't having to rely on somebody to tell us themselves or to have an appraiser go out and physically check each property. You're able to get up-to-date images to see additions as well as destruction of property and new builds and anything else to help cut down on these, the amount of labor it takes to go out and visibly inspect, as well as we don't have to actually go on your property anymore to see these things,
That's nice.
because people aren't always the happiest when there's somebody
Right.
randomly walking around their house.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, great. Thanks for bringing this forward. Move for passage of Resolution 416.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
you very
Resolution number
much.
4-16 has been adopted.
Thank you. Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 5-16, authorizing a services and solutions agreement with Xerox Corporation for the purpose of providing copiers and related services for Franklin County Department Job and Family Services in the amount of $400,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lance Porter, representing Job and Family Services. This resolution will approve a contract for floor copiers throughout the agency. Under the leadership of the Purchasing Department, we successfully went through the bid process. Xerox Corporation was chosen. We're getting 27 copiers, 5 of them color, 22 of them black and white. And what's interesting about this particular contract is all the copiers will be integrated with the employee badges, and that's the only way you can release the print jobs. This will replace the amount of abandoned print jobs that we have, as well as assist in protecting confidential information. Pending any questions, I'd ask for the approval of this resolution.
That's great.
My only question on this one, Lance, and again, you know, we didn't have briefing, we're certain that we need to spend $400,000 on copiers. We're certain that this is the right thing to do. You know, I'm just struck by what Matt Habash told us from the food bank during our budget hearings, which is we ask people to live on $4.02 a day for their daily food intake. I said I was going to try it for a month. I couldn't even get through 2 days. $4.02. So I just want to ask that question because I know we have to have the tools of the trade. I know we want our copying to be secure, but I want to make absolutely certain that every dime and every penny going into items like this is absolutely essential.
Commissioner Brooks, President Brown, Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. I worked along with the Department of Job and Family Services, along with our purchasing department, on this contract. A significant amount of time was spent on this contract. I can assure you, we've done everything we can from a due diligence standpoint. This is a necessary administrative expense.
Ken,
This-
excuse me, I don't care how much time, but what I want to know is their aging schedules, were the aging schedules complied with? Are we looking at maintenance schedules? Are the breakdowns of the computers? I mean, this is a lot of computers, this isn't just one. Did we age out the computer schedule? Do we know that these expenditures are absolutely essential? And can we document that?
We can provide documentation concerning maintenance concerns that we dealt with over time,
Yep.
which requires us to have to
That's not-
update this contract and move forward with this agreement. The agreement before you is the end result of the process and then what's necessary as far as a renewal is concerned.
It's not, those questions and issues are not laid out in the resolution. In the future, at least I want to see that, because I can't in good conscience spend $400,000 knowing that, $4.02 are what we're asking children, adults, to live on a day in food. So I will move for passage today, but I just want you to know that those questions should always, we need to know that these items are truly essential.
Understood, Commissioner. The Xerox, the fax server, all of these are tools to ensure that we can adequately process the paperwork to distribute the benefits. That is why these items are key, to allow our professionals to be able to process the applications and ensure that there aren't lapses in service and those kind of things. When this kind of equipment breaks down, it inhibits our ability to be able to process applications.
And that's not the question. The question is what are the breakdown rates? We normally ask these questions in briefing, okay? What are the breakdown rates? What's the aging schedule show? What's, really necessary? Could we phase this in and save more money? And, and Lance, you're our public affairs person, so it's not really, we know we're in between directors. So I would like to make sure, you said, Ken, you have that documentation. I'll look forward to getting it. As I said, I will move for passage today, but I want to know that each and every nickel and dime, especially when we are dealing with human services where people are struggling to put food on the table, I want to know it's essential. So I will move for passage of Resolution 516.
I second it, and I believe it is essential that we have the ability to process these in a very timely way.
Let's make certain.
Thank you.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 5-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Animal control.
Resolution number 6-16, authorizing a contract extension and modification for spay and neutering services with Shelter Outreach Services of Ohio in the amount of $400,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Happy New Year.
Happy you too.
Deb Finelli, Assistant Director of the Dog Shelter. Here today to ask for passage of resolution for contract extension and modification of a current contract that we have with Shelter Outreach Services, AKS. SOS is how we refer to it. Changes in the personnel and the approach for intake and continuing care of the animals has taken place, and it's been determined that the best solution to handle these changes would be to reach out to the Shelter Outreach Services to, in addition to their spay and neutering program, to provide medical and clinical care for our animals. Under their direction, we would provide intake exams, provide medical management for ill or injured animals, provide emergency care for shelter animals, as well as other professional veterinarian tasks. The resulting contract extension and modification will be through May 25, 2016. It's the second of 4 optional extensions. We feel that this is the best and most efficient way to provide outstanding service for the dogs of our community. We ask for your approval of this resolution.
Is this with a veterinary, Melanie DeHaan?
Yes,
It's
it is.
Is this Shelter Outreach Services, is that a corporation? Is that a fictitious name? What is that?
No, it's an organization. They provide spay and neutering services for the Franklin County as well.
So, and Deb, is this a 501c3 tax exempt organization? What is it?
I
Who's the
believe it is a
organization?
501c. They have 6 to 7 veterinarians on staff at all time to rotate through our services.
Okay. And so when we spend $400,000, maybe just explain to us and the public what we get for that $400,000. And is that an increase from last year?
This is a whole different division. We had a veterinarian before that provided all the clinical services. We no longer have that. We're using their services, and like I said, they have multiple veterinarians that come in and perform the work.
So these are really providing the veterinaries who work in our shelter.
Yes.
And provide those services. So this is basically labor cost for caring for the dogs that come through our shelter.
Yes, they provide their own staffing, and they provide all the services that are needed for the medical exams that are taken of the dog. And they also provide medical treatments of any injured or dogs that are brought into the facility.
Okay.
And they've been doing a good job since.
They're doing a great job.
At this, Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator, Commissioner Brooks, President Brown, at this point in time, we don't have an in-house lead veterinarian, so these services are being provided on demand.
Okay.
Which
Which is good.
the management of the shelter has been pleased with the flexibility that this affords and the responsiveness we receive. At
We
this
can probably
point.
get more expert, like you can rotate off people if you need a
We do.
different expertise from the vet.
And if we need a second opinion, there's always someone else there too.
Which
so-
is good. If-
And we have 24 on-call service with the veterinarians as well.
Great. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll move for passage of Resolution 616.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 6-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Deb.
Thank
Thank you.
much.
Thanks for your service, too.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 7-16, review of petition to annex 1.3 plus and minus acres from Clinton Township to the City of Columbus, case number ANX-EXP2-37-15.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snap, Economic Development and Planning. We have two resolutions for your consideration this morning. The first is a resolution to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation for 1.3 acres from Clinton Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes the address of 1200 Chesapeake Avenue, that's east of Northwest Boulevard, west of Kenny, south of Chambers, and north of King Avenue. The owner intends to annex the property to create the opportunity to sell with the contiguous property already annexed to the City of Columbus. According to the agent, which is Mr. Donald Plank, this combination of parcels within one jurisdiction will enhance the property's value and the development potential. Again, the petition was filed by Agent Don Plank of Plank Law Firm on behalf of property owners Shi Ming Wong and Kai Lun Su Wong. 41% of the site's perimeter is contiguous to the City of Columbus, and the city passed ordinance number 3129-2015 on December 14th, 2015, indicating the services will be provided once the annexation is approved and a statement regarding incompatible land uses in the zoning buffer. The petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in Section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, staff requests approval of this resolution.
So we've been told time and again that if all the statutory requirements are met, we must vote yes, basically. Yeah, so I don't know why we even have this vote. It's kind of a rubber stamp. All right, move for passage of Resolution 716.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 7-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 8-16, to adjust the boundaries of Montgomery Township, thereby making them conform to the boundaries of the City of Columbus, case number BC-39-15.
The second resolution to consider is a boundary change petition. That's to adjust the boundary lines between Montgomery Township to make the boundary of the township conform to the boundary of the City of Columbus. And again, once again, this is a paper township. The petition was filed by the City of Columbus pursuant to ordinance number 2526-2015, approved on October 26, 2015. And the area to be adjusted includes a parcel of land and adjacent right-of-way annexed to the City of Columbus, and that was approved by the Board of County Commissioners on July 14, 2015, as ANX-EDP1-18-15 as an expedited Type 1 annexation. The parcels are located at 5122 and 5144 Morse Road, and the area to be adjusted includes 3.354 acres. The petition has been filed in accordance to Section 503.07 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval of this.
Jenny, could you just say what a paper township is for those who may not understand what that really means?
Like a work of art.
Sure, this is a township that exists only in name, so there is no administrative features of that township. There is no, trustees or,
It only exists on paper.
Exactly.
Yes,
There's no governance,
Right.
there's no...
Right, and that was before the City of Columbus to annex the entire portion of the township.
Don't even know why we're doing this, but okay. The law requires these technicalities. Move for passage of Resolution 816.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 8-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Child support.
Resolution number 9-16, authorizing an employee training and recognition event on February 19th, 2016, in the amount of $1,500.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lori Torriero on behalf of the Child Support Enforcement Agency. This is what has become an annual resolution for an employee training and recognition event that we take the entire staff off-site. Our theme this year, because 2016 marks the 40th year of the federal child support program, so our theme this year is decades, and there will be 4 separate trainings, one for each of the decades that the child support program has been in existence, as well as looking on into our future, some of the grants and other initiatives that the agency's been involved in over the last few years. Pending any questions, I'd request your approval.
Okay, I think you've heard me mention the $4.02. I know this is in the scheme of our entire budget. It's a fraction, but I know you take this event very seriously and you use it to train to ensure that we keep our morale up and get dollars out to the children and families who need them.
As well as the fact that the employees, through their own fundraising efforts, we have a child support awareness and recognition committee that provides actually the bulk of the funding for the event. So the county dollars are augmented by funds raised by the staff themselves.
That's great. Move for passage of Resolution 916.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 9-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Veteran Services.
Resolution number 10-16, setting the compensation for commissioners serving on the Veterans Service Commission for terms beginning on or after January 15th, 2016.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy County Administrator. And before I turn the stage over to Commissioner Kehoe, I just wanted to outline the resolution before you. As you know, the Court of Common Pleas appoints members to the Veteran Service Commission, and the revised code sets forth that the Board of County Commissioners sets a fair compensation rate. And in an effort to maintain a fair compensation with peer entities and the number of veterans served in Franklin County, the Veteran Service Board has requested for terms of office that begin on or after January 15th, 2016, to have that compensation rate at $10,000. And with that, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Kehoe for further comment.
Thank you, Chris, and good morning.
Good
and I think
morning.
she's covered it in broad terms very well. We're looking for an upgrade here so that we can continue to recruit and bring on very quality members of the commission to fulfill the requirements set by law and to maintain the quality of service we're providing to the veterans.
Ironically, last night, and I'm going to talk to you about this later, Mike, I received a call from a Vietnam veteran. He's lost 60% of his hearing because he dealt with artillery during that war, and he was subjected to Agent Orange, so there's some other issues there. And he's very frustrated, like many veterans have been, not with your organization, but with the VA. And we can't do enough, and we're going to have to do a lot more as we receive our Iraq and Afghanistan, and God hopes, you know, not another front, but we've got a lot of veterans to take care of. So I think this is not only, you know, it's fair, but frankly, I would hope that it could have been a little more, but if you're satisfied with it, I'm satisfied with it.
Yes, we don't want to, in a sense, push the envelope too far. We think this is an adequate step forward.
Okay.
And to address your other concern, the call you received, certainly the VA does have a very good reputation for handling hearing issues. The Agent Orange question certainly has been one that's been bandied about for years. And although the federal government appears to be stepping up more and more dealing with Agent Orange, even broadening the application of impact, clearly more can be done in that regard.
I'll give you a call.
Great.
There were some other issues as
Okay,
well. So,
fine.
thank you. Move for passage of Resolution 1016.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 10-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Benefits and Risk Management.
Resolution number 11-16, approving the binding of coverage with AFM, formerly affiliated Factory Mutual, for commercial property, boiler and machinery insurance, and Zurich for public employees' dishonest commercial crime, in the amount of $344,021.
Good morning, Commissioners. Maggie Snow, Director of Benefits and Risk Management. Annually, the county goes out to bid for this insurance, and we're working with the consultant, Willis of Ohio, and they marketed this to 5 commercial property insurance carriers, and 2 of those responded. And of the 2, AFM, a formerly affiliated Factory Mutual, turned out to be the best bid. They are currently the carrier covering us for the commercial property, boiler, and machinery insurance. And in addition to that, Zurich, their rates remain flat from the previous year. And so based on the information that we obtained working with the consultant, we recommend a renewal of this insurance with these 2 carriers.
And they cover Hamilton County as well?
And the City of Columbus.
City of Columbus, okay, great. Move for passage of Resolution 1116.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 11-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Human Resources.
Resolution number 12-16, approving personnel actions.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Young, representing Human Resources. Have the following personnel actions this week. Department of Animal Care and Control, 1 resignation. Child Support Enforcement Agency, 1 new hire, 1 promotion, 1 probationary extension, 1 resignation, 1 retirement. Department of Economic Development and Planning, 1 resignation. Office on Aging, 1 new hire. Public Facilities Management, 1 new hire, 1 rate increase. Purchasing Department, ending of a temporary work level. Department of Job and Family Services, we have 10 new hires, 2 promotions, 1 transfer within the agency, 1 temporary work level, 1 name change, 1 leave of absence, 1 reinstatement, and 6 resignations. Pending any questions, I request approval of the resolution.
Okay. I will move for passage of Resolution number 1216.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 12-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Purchasing.
Resolution number 13-16, authorizing a contract modification with Dunbar Armored Incorporated for armed courier services.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carl Cuthbert, representing the Purchasing Department. The resolution before you is a contract modification for Armored Courier Services. The Franklin County Clerk of Courts has implemented a cash vault system at their auto title location that allows for a reduction of the number of pickups at that location. Cash vault allows them to scan in the checks and the cash, and they actually get credit immediately with the bank, so they're actually drawing interest at that time. And because of that reduction, we were able to reduce from 5 days a week to 3 days a week pickup. So that'll reduce from $402.34 to $35 a month pickup at the Auto Title North location. If any question, we recommend approval of this resolution.
Technology again.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? All right. Move for passage of Resolution 1316.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 13-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 14-16, approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $133,063,679.32.
Commissioners, before I present my resolution, I'd like to explain the reasoning for the large dollar value of the purchase orders that are being presented today for your approval. At the end of each year, the auditor cancels all open purchase orders from the previous year in order for agencies to pay for outstanding bills from last year and to pay for this year's fiscal year's bills. New purchase orders to encumber funds have to be approved. Consequently, January and February general purchase order resolutions will be for a greater number of POs and a greater dollar amount. Each agency is encumbering funds to pay for supplies and services that have been approved in the budget. This doesn't mean that they'll be spending these funds immediately. They're just encumbering funds so that they'll be able to pay the invoices as they come to the agencies. As an example, I have encumbered $1.5 million for postage for the mailroom. However, I will not spend all of those encumbered funds until around October. With that said, the resolution before you requests your approval of 1,331 purchase orders. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as the availability fund by the county auditor. Pending any questions, we recommend their approval.
So there are a lot of we're moving money around. There are a lot of purchases with the private sector, but this is also doing things like paying the treasurer of the state of Ohio
Yes, ma'am.
for audits. So it's everything we do. And we're the 30th largest county in the United States. We manage an overall budget of $1.4 billion. So this is the business.
Yes, ma'am. It's to pay for our utilities at the beginning of the year, so we don't have to shut the lights off to pay for some of the taxes. It's also to restart the purchase orders for some of our construction projects that the engineer has, or that PFM has, or the sanitary engineers. We have to restart all those contracts so that those bills can be paid as the construction goes on those projects.
And again, when we make these large dollar decisions, I just hope that we all keep in mind that, again, that $4.02 a day.
Yes, ma'am.
We ask people to live on, food-wise. Move for passage of Resolution 1416.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 14-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 15-16, approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $132,619.
Commissioner, this resolution is request your approval of one purchase order for vet services for their mobile office specialty vehicle. This purchase order got stuck in the system, and it was out there, and so in order, this is needed for the veteran services to get this vehicle purchased. This is the one that was approved last year in their budget. They need it to be able to go out and take care of the veterans. So this purchase order has been pre-certified as availability funds by the county auditor. Pending any questions, we recommend their approval.
I almost asked Mike about that because they did address that in their budget testimony.
Yes,
at the
ma'am,
end of the year. Right.
and the PO was there, but it got stuck, and we could see it, but it didn't get pulled forward into my system for our approval to get added to mine. We finally were able to kick it free, and we know it's important to get it done, so
Absolutely.
we wanted to get it done this week.
Got it.
Proud to see this come forward as one of our first actions this year. Move for passage of Resolution 1516.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 15-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to be back, ma'am.
Thank you for your service, Carl.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Board of Commissioner resolutions.
Resolution number 16-16, appointing the Franklin County Apiary Inspector for 2016 in the amount of $12,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Telerik with the Office of Management and Budget. This resolution would reappoint Brad McClincy as Apiary Inspector. In the report that's attached to the resolution, Mr. McClincy inspected 221 apiaries for a total of 638 colonies during the 2015 season.
And that's beekeeping.
Beekeeping,
yeah,
yes.
so, some people may not know what an apiary is or an apiary colony,
Yes,
So
the county's
this is,
bee inspector.
Yeah, and it's really important to our food supply. Bees pollinate, and we know those bees have been somewhat under attack by we don't know what exactly, but colony collapse disorder. So this is a critical public health and safety function.
And how long has Brad been with us? It's been quite a
It's been
while.
at least 10 years ever since I started at the county
Yeah,
in 06.
it's been, and maybe, around that time. We haven't seen him in a while. It'd be great to check in and.
I thought maybe
So he
with
could
the
give us
start of
some
the
buzz.
season in March, yeah. We could definitely follow up with him.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him again and hear from him what he is seeing out there in terms of, the health of the colonies. A little more than just a paper report would be great. Good. Well, move for passage of resolution number 1616.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 16-16 has been adopted.
Great.
Resolution number 17-16, authorizing the 2016 commitment to the financing plan for the Public Safety Center Fund.
This resolution, pursuant to Resolution 44814 that was passed by the board, the commitment to fund the Public Safety Center, which is the new jail and the relocation of the coroner's office with cash financing from the temporary sales tax proceeds. This would encumber the funds for $44 million as part of that commitment. About approximately $3.7 million per month when the sales tax comes in will be transferred to this fund. Again, by cash financing this project, we're estimated to save approximately $100 million in avoided interest costs over the life of the debt service if debt was issued. The Treasurer's Office, in working with them, are keeping track of these dollars separately as well. Through the end of the third quarter, additional $56,000 in interest revenue was earned based on the dollars set aside in this fund.
Now, we're really blessed to be able to do this by what the sales taxpayers do for us and for all of Franklin County and saving. Now, I keep hearing Commissioner Brown from commissioners all over Ohio how lucky we are that we can do this here in Franklin County on a cash basis and save $100 million in interest cost. And I know that may make some people in the investment banking field, you know, a little less happy with us, but we have to save that money. $100 million can feed a lot of people. So happy to move for passage of Resolution 1716.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 17-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 18-16, appointing Catherine Kessler Chattis to the Board of Trustees of the Columbus Metropolitan Library.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Janis, Deputy Administrator. Pending any questions, would recommend approval of this new appointment.
Well, Ms. Chattis is a volunteer in the library already, has been doing that for quite some time. She's a teacher. Could you give a little more of her background? She replaces Amy Milbourne, who was a great volunteer on the library board, but whose term expired, right?
That's correct,
She
Commissioner.
was term limited. Mm-hmm.
Her term did expire, Commissioner. Ms. Chattis has various professional experiences, including teaching, as you mentioned. She has a master's in history and education, and she has, as you say, among her various volunteer activities in the community, worked with the library both as a tutor and also as chair of their Celebration of Learning effort.
And just as a total aside, she also fosters puppies for assisting disabled individuals, which I think is a really cool thing. She's a very compassionate person, and I'm glad she's willing to serve. Move for passage of Resolution 1816.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Resolution number 18-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. And, you know, as it is with all of our boards and commissions that we appoint to, they're all volunteers, and we thank them all for what they do. For us, it's just very important to have dedicated volunteers that serve on our boards. So thank you to everybody who serves
Absolutely.
on our boards. And with that, we are adjourned.